bring in Tom Izzo, the head coach of Michigan State. How's the voice, Coach?
Voice is great, but I can't believe you're turning into one of those analytic guys that you're going to, 99 means you lose, 101 means you win. You don't really believe in all that, do you?
Yes, I do. The team with the most points always wins, Coach.
That's a good point. Now, I got to agree with you on that.
Okay, do you use analytics at Michigan State?
We do, but I think it's, put it this, the guy we're going to talk about, I'm not sure would have passed all the analytics tests. If you look at it, sometimes you got to look at a guy's heart. You got to look at a guy, some guys are winners, some guys aren't. There's a lot of different things, but analytics can play a part. But I think sometimes in the NBA, NFL, we've gone so much to analytics that we get guys like you then start talking about how you win a game. That's scary.
Help me with Draymond Green, with his approach to the game, competitiveness. Was this on display at Michigan State?
Dan, he's always been a very passionate guy, and let's face it, we all, you and me included, because I know both of us, get to the point where you're always getting right up to that line. I think guys that are great coaches, and I think I've gone through a lot of great coaches and dealt with some here in our state. Like back when I was growing up, Bo Schembechler, did he cross the line? Did Woody Hayes cross the line, And we are in a different era right now. I think that's the hardest part, is everybody's trying to adjust to the new era. And I think Draymond, I'd take 100 Draymonds, I'd rather coach him down a little bit on his passion and enthusiasm and will to win than trying to coach him up to that. But we all do got to find that fine line and learn how to walk it, and that's kind of what he'll do. He's really a smart kid, believe it or not, a really smart kid.
Yeah, but we can look at one man's passion or competitiveness is another man's dirtiness. And there's a fine line in what we see with Draymond Green.
Yeah, I don't know. I look at the only series was, of course, the Oklahoma City, and I watched 1,000 videos on Draymond. He does kick his legs. It's been well documented, but was it on purpose or not? Personally, I would doubt it. I never saw that part of him. We all do some dumb things. If he did in the moment of competition, but I don't look at him as a dirty player. Never have felt he was a dirty player, and in fact, if you get to know him, an incredible guy.
Talking to Tom Izzo, Michigan State head coach, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. I love the passion. I love the way he plays. I think he's the team MVP. I just think that he got himself in this position where you left it to somebody else to decide your fate for a game, and that's a big mistake on his part. He can't get to that point.
Yeah, that's a fair statement. I think he hurt himself in the Houston game when it had nothing to do that last second, and I don't even know if that was. I think they were intentionally trying to foul, and and it got carried away. So now you get something against you, a technical or a flagrant against you. But there's very few sports. That's one thing hard about basketball. There's very few sports. In football, you can hold 50 times and you get penalties, but you don't get ejected. In other games, same way. In basketball, we got the 5 or 6 fouls, depending whether you're in college or pro, and it affects you. And in this case, they have a rule that what he did 4 series ago affects this one, and I get it. I get the fact that accumulation sometimes, but boy, when you're playing in the finals, that's tough to swallow, and yet you could argue and say, well, he should have been more on top of it. I didn't think the last thing was as warranted as other things if you looked at it. But then again, I think he's going to grow from this, learn from this, and I think we all learned how valuable he is to that team. There's not many guys that can do as many things as he does. I mean, he doesn't shoot like Curry, he doesn't rebound like Rodman, he doesn't, do this like this guy, he doesn't, pass like Magic, but he can do all those things so well. And I think last night you saw where defensively in his communication, he can help 4 other guys become better than they maybe really are on the defensive end. And I think offensively, he's got a tremendous basketball IQ, and everybody looks at it as an offensive thing, and I look at it as a defensive thing.
I still go back to you possibly coaching the Cavs, and you would have had the opportunity to coach LeBron. Now, how real was that possibility?
Well, Dan Gilbert is, Michigan State guy and a great guy, and would have been a guy that I definitely could have worked for. I'll tell you that. He impressed me on the interview. I guess I'm just a college guy, but of some of the jobs that I've had a chance to go to, that was one that definitely intrigued me the most, just because of the way Dan was and his passion for winning, and I thought he was going to run a good organization. And
was there an official offer?
We talked seriously, yeah, and but it was, right when LeBron was making that decision to go to Miami, and so it was kind of a turbulent time in a way. It was a week before that, and it was a little bit crazy and a lot of unknowns, that's for sure.
Did you know LeBron was not going to stay, therefore that's why you didn't take the job?
No, I didn't know that. I talked to some of his people that I knew, and I'd recruited him a little bit when he was a freshman in high school, and decided this is a waste of time.
If you knew LeBron, Coach, if you knew LeBron was staying in Cleveland, would you have taken that job?
That's what I love about you, Dan. You always ask the great questions. Well, put it this way, I think anybody would be influenced a little more by arguably one of the greatest players to ever play the game. So, but I was really intrigued by that job. The intriguement was in Dan Gilbert, and I thought what he wanted to do there, and whoever he had. But let's face it, LeBron James is LeBron James, and I don't know. That's a good question. It didn't happen, so I don't know.
That sounds like a yes. That sounds like a yes. That sounds like a yes.
But I didn't know he wasn't going either. I didn't know he was leaving.
Yeah, but that's got to be the first thing that you want to find out. Okay, when did you find out LeBron was going to Miami?
On his announcement on the famous show.
No way.
Oh yeah, swear to God.
No.
Oh yeah. Well, how could I find out any other way? You think he called me up and asked my opinion?
Now, if you're looking at the job, wouldn't you call up LeBron and say, "Hey, I'll be your coach. I just need to know that I'm going to be your coach here in Cleveland."
Oh, and you think he was going to tell me that a week before, huh?
Yes.
Wow. I appreciate how highly you think of me, but I got to tell you, you're certifiably nuts.
Are you getting in trouble? You doing anything over the summer? Is there any fun happening?
I've been traveling a lot, actually. I've gone down to Cleveland. I've gone out to Golden State. I've had a couple of alumni things out in Cal. I've been traveling a little more than normal, but we start camps today here, and we got our freshmen are in, so it's kind of been a fun time around here, and especially with all the controversy now. Keeps you a little busy, but hey, everybody got what they want. They're going to get a hell of a series, and who knows what it's going to be. So we'll find out. I think it's going to be an incredible series, but I will say this, that was the saddest day for Draymond. I mean, it was a tough day, Sunday and Monday, and I think so maybe he'll still have a chance to play for a championship now. And
did you talk to him?
Oh yeah, I think he would have gave up his right and left arm to play in that game, and all the money he's made. Which would have hurt me because some of that's going to the Izzo retirement fund. So I want to make sure that he doesn't give up too much. But I think he would have gave up a lot, Dan. I mean, what people don't understand about the kid is he's, people talk about all the different things, whether you're tough, whether you're good with it. I could sum him up in one word. He's just a winner. He does. Winning is important, and you might say, well, then why would he do something, or why would he put himself in that position? Part of it is too, he's 25 or 6 years old, and he's kind of taken on a new fame. A year ago, he's making $900,000, and then he signs an $85 million contract, and he's adjusting, but he's so smart. He'll adjust, and he'll be fine.
All right, have fun this summer. And the rest.
Does that ruin your day now?
No, no. Why?
I'm just kidding.
No. I think if you had said I was taking the job in Cleveland, but LeBron told me that he was going to Miami, then we could have made some headlines here. Why are you so selfish? Think of me, Coach. You were never a team player.
I love anybody that graduates from Dayton.
Barely.
Did you do graduation?
Yes, I
Did. You
did.
graduate? Oh, okay.
Yes, I did, barely.
Just want to
Barely.
make sure you didn't attend.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, you have a great summer,
You
Dan.
too,
It's good
Coach.
talking to you.
All right.
All right, buddy.
That's
See you,
Tom
man.
Izzo, Michigan State head coach.
The Dan Patrick Show, weekday mornings on Audience.